initial contact. You have Juliet.
It's still Juliet.
Juliet.
And then we swap over to the ground frequency, 119.4 here. And then we're going to put the tower frequency in the backside. And this is what I should have done on the way in too, is put the next frequency that we're going to use in the flop frequency. That way when you taxi off, you can just push the button and talk to them again. Okay, so now we've got our weather Juliet. Got it all dialed into our aircraft. I got all the frequencies in, and we're going to talk to ground. What we're going to do is we're going to tell them where we are, that we have the current weather Juliet, and that we're going to be departing to the southwest. Okay? Provo, ground. This is Gyroplane November 247 Alpha Whiskey out in front of the Millionaire Terminal. We'd like a VFR southwest departure.
247 Alpha Whiskey for runway 13, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 18.
Okay, we'll taxi via Alpha and cross runway 18. Alpha's where we came in. So just taxi straight out onto the taxiway.
7 Alpha Whiskey, read back runway 13.
Runway 13 for 247 Alpha Whiskey, and we have Juliet.
Thank you.
Right out to the middle, and here you go. And you see the little Alpha sign here. We're going this way. This is Alpha. Okay. That's Alpha 3.
Okay. I had a chance to study the drawings.
I know, it's hard to tell what they look like when you're looking at them this direction. You got to just kind of look for the signs. And we're cleared to cross this already.
Transponder is not on.
I can turn it to on. And the airplane that was ahead of us went over into the run-up area, so we'll probably be ahead of him now. This is a good speed, don't get in a hurry. And you'll notice that every time that sweeps past us, we'll get a response light that comes on here.
Ah. Yep. Pointing at it.
It gets a little blip.
So he can see us even on the ground here.
Yeah. They didn't used to be able to see us below about 6,000 feet because of the mountains ahead of there. But then they put this radar installation in here. So now they can see you all the way down to the ground. In Salt Lake, they can actually give you taxi instructions on the ground with the radar if they can't see you.
So 1 Provo runway 13, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 18.
Okay, this is where we're going to be turning here, or is it farther down?
Straight ahead.
All the way down.
Okay. Yeah, that's Alpha 1 still.
Okay.
That's Bravo going that way. And so this is Alpha that we're on right here. And you can see the Alpha sign on the far side over there of the intersection as well.
So 1 Provo runway 13, taxi via Alpha, Bravo Alpha. Advise pilot leading runway for you. Cross runway 18.
Alpha, Alpha 1, Alpha 2. I'll be down.
Yeah. Now, the numbered ones usually connect the Alpha, or whatever one it is, a Bravo, Alpha, or whatever, to the runway. So Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3 connect the Alpha taxiway to the runway. This is the hold short when there's ILS traffic. See the little ILS sign over there?
Ground 435, continue 13.
So if the beacon was on,
Roger.
and it wasn't night, you know, if it was IFR here, that's where you'd have to hold short for the runway.
Spanish Fork. 7.
And then just enter. There you go. Yeah, it says, hey, you're going the wrong way. And you could tell it, yes, I knew that.
Pointing the right way, just backwards.
Okay, there'll be a horde short line, but it's way over there by the sign. See it? That says Alpha and runway 13. So we're holding short on Alpha, and we're holding short of 13 as we turn this corner. I'm going to switch frequencies to Tower.
Over Tower, Wolf 3, Wolf 43 entering midfield downwind, Wolf 43.
They just put the brakes on for a second.
Wolf 43, full stop, touch go, sir. Full stop, 43. 43, number 2, running 13, clear to land. Traffic, Diamond Star and final.
Okay, now we're not going to actually call them up for a second. Or actually I will.
Provo Tower, Gyroplane, November 247 Alpha Whiskey, holding short, runway 13. Will require a short time for a rotor spin upon we take the runway.
247 Alpha Whiskey, Provo Tower, hold short, runway 13, landing traffic.
Holding short, runway 13 for landing traffic.
Even though I told him I was holding short, he tells me to hold short, then I have to tell him I'm holding short.
Because he gave you the landing traffic thing too.
Okay,
Make sure
so take the rotor brake off.
Foxtrot, what approach you on?
GPS approach 2 miles north, 321 Foxtrot.
We wait on that till we get out there, or does it matter?
You can take
There's
that
no
off.
wind.
Doesn't really matter.
A hold of it.
So now we won't start the pre-rotator until he tells us we can taxi on, then we'll start the pre-rotator and move forward.
Okay.
Touch and go, and then we'll terminate to the east.
Provo Tower, Wolf 35, number 2, holding short 13 at Alpha, ready for departure. Hold short 13, Wolf 35.
Okay, I got the second aircraft on the way in.
Provo Tower, this is Wolf 27, away there. Wolf 37, how are your approach from me? W full stop. Wolf 37, report 2 mile final from the threshold, runway 13. Report 2 mile final, runway 13, Wolf 37. Provo Tower, Wolf 33 is ready to fill downwind for runway 13, request full stop. Report your base turn, traffic, Diamond Star inside the final approach fix. Report base turn, Wolf 33.
There's the Diamond Star right there, the 2-engine trainer coming in.
That's to request. Tell us when to go out there.
What was you asking?
Provo Tower 133 is turning right base, so runway 13.
It's up to us to make the request to enter there to tell us.
He'll tell us.
And we'll follow them. We're going to continue our downwind for a sec.
Number 2, runway 13, full stop, touch and go, sir. Full stop, please, Wolf 50. Wolf 43, left turn out, 2 grounds, 1924. Turn Alpha 2.
Since he knows we're holding short, he'll tell us when to go.
That was for Wolf 43. Wolf 33's got traffic in sight. Wolf 3-3, report your final turn, runway 13, number 2, clear to land.
Report final turn, clear to land, runway 13, Wolf 3-3.
Airplane 7 Alpha Whiskey, about another minute and a half, sir.
Alpha Whiskey, thanks.
Warming up nicely. No, it's only
Yeah, this is a good
outside.
direction for us to be pointed. He says it's good about a minute and a half before we're going to go. He's just letting us know he hasn't forgotten about us. Might as well lock it back in, just so you don't have to hang on to it.
Someone else is out there in final somewhere.
They got an aircraft that's on final approach right here, and then they got one turning long base out there just a little bit further.
Okay.
I just expect Alpha 2 and up to Wolf 3-3. And Provo Tower, just verify Wolf 3-7 is cleared to land.
Wolf 3-7, service, runway 13, clear to land, expect Alpha 2.
We'll expect to get off on Alpha 2, Wolf 3-7.
What did you say?
Was that
Wolf 3-2, 5 miles southwest, bridge 38 about full stop.
Was that a Katana that just touched down?
Put the red midfield down there. That's runway 7, turn left, next taxiway. That's okay.
321 Pop Foxtrot, can't really understand tower reading.
So I don't think you can stand anything. Do that both ways, you guys.
Faster than your bull bike.
That's another, that's a Diamond, that's a DA-40, which is made by the same company. Just
Airplane 7 Alpha Whiskey, runway 13, line up and wait.
Line up and wait for Alpha Whiskey.
okay, go ahead and go. We just can't take off until we get out ways, but you can start the pre-rotator.
Wolf 3-3, left turn Alpha 2, grounds 19-4, good day.
Turn left Alpha 2, ground 19-4, good day, Wolf 3-3. South.
Ways.
Go ahead and get in the middle. Squeeze it all the way.
Right, squeezing. Back to level at 100.
Airplane 7 Alpha Whiskey, runway 13, clear for takeoff.
1-3, cleared to take off, Alpha Whiskey.
Provo Tower, Wolf 3-2 is entering.
Wait for it.
Wolf 3-2, report your base turn to be departure priority.
Alright.
Report base turn for Wolf 3-2.
And release the pre-rotator. Okay, off we go.
Wolf 3-5, traffic midfield downwind, Katana, traffic on departure, gyroplane, runway 13, line up and wait.
Good, just a normal takeoff.
Whoop.
Yeah, just needed a little, you were holding it a little forward is all.
Diamond Star.
You just were pushing forward still. So it was flying, but it wanted to go that way. That's all right. Here, I think you were just looking a little close to the aircraft.
Yeah, sure was.
Provo Tower, Wolf 01.
13 clear for takeoff.
So takeoff, 13, Wolf 35.
Wolf 01, Provo Tower, traffic approaching right base, Diamond Star, traffic on departure, Diamond Star, runway 13, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 13, Wolf 01.
Wolf 32, additional traffic, down in position hold.
Roger, Wolf 32.
Okay.
Provo Tower, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, request left departure around the lake.
Airplane 7 Alpha Whiskey, departure approved as requested.
Alpha Whiskey, thank you.
Okay, just follow the lake shore.
Okay.
Wolf 01, runway 13.
Go ahead and turn. As soon as we get out of the way, you can depart the next aircraft.
Okay.
Wolf 32, your intent.
We'll be a full stop for Wolf 32.
Okay, that's good. Just follow around the edge of the lake.
32, touch and go, full stop.
We'll be a full stop for Wolf 32.
Wolf 32, runway 13, clear land.
Clear land, 13, Wolf 32.
What altitude, Shab?
You're fine right here where you are.
Well, maybe early morning when there's less traffic in and out would be a good time to do that when there's not as many planes competing for...
Wolf 32's base.
Yeah, we could do it first thing in the morning. There'll be hardly anybody here. Or sometimes they usually end up leaving around 4 or 5.
Oh.
So then, yeah, we might get an hour this evening where it's pretty quiet.
Delta Charlie, Provo Tower, report.
But yeah, tomorrow will be a good time in the morning, probably for another flight into here. Give you a chance to digest a little bit and... It's very similar going into Class Bravo. The difference is you would have an approach control that you would talk to first.
Okay.
So you still get the weather just the same way, but instead of talking to tower immediately, you talk to approach control, and then they would hand you off to tower.
Okay.
And same thing on departure, you talk to, well, you get clearance on the ground from clearance delivery instead of ground. That's just because it tries to free up the radio space.
Okay.
And then you would get ground, and then you would get tower for departure just like you do here, and then you would go from tower to departure control on the way out. And it just basically gets people off of those congested frequencies as soon as possible.
I see.
Every controller has a specific area that he's in charge of. So the tower control
A sector, you mean, or a distance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be like a pie shape, or it could be a pie shape with a tip cut off, whatever.
That's what you're going to do. Turn left. Ground's 19.4.
Put Alpha 3, contact ground, thank you.
And then
Just back there, but you're a lot better.
Roger. I think it's the volume control between the headsets.
Yeah, it's always their fault.
We punch Spanish Fork traffic back in.
Yep, I'm going to put Spanish Fork back in here.
Diamond Star 321, Papa Foxtrot, Provo Tower, report to final approach fix.
Report to final approach 6321, Papa Foxtrot.
Other aircraft say again.
Okay, and then we're on Spanish Fork traffic, just going to continue along this way.
Okay.
It's kind of fun to come in and out of the Towered Airport. A little different, huh?
Yeah, sure is.
bad part about having a tower is that you have to wait till they're ready for you to depart.
Yeah, I can see that.
So sometimes it takes a bit longer. The nice thing is they are looking out for you so they can kind of let you know when traffic's arriving or departing or where they are.
Got some more eyes watching your back, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And most towers are pretty friendly. And as a gyroplane, you know, you'll be kind of an oddity, so they'll be paying special attention to you.
Novelty, yeah.
Yep, which is nice.
Probably brought back memories when those people were talking to you about the aircraft. When we would go to the local balloon rallies, when I used to do that, would have fixed wing pilots would show up and just be full of questions about that thing.
Yeah.
How it works and how you control it.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of neat to fill them in.
Let's make a left-hand turn and enter on the 45. How's that?
Okay.
Let's kind of turn left here.
All right.
Make a nice big circle. And we'll re-enter on downwind for runway 30.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey. East of the airport, we're going to enter on a 45 for right downwind runway 30, Spanish Fork.
I should be a little higher over this populated area here, technically.
Well, yeah, you only have to have 500 feet. But,
Okay.
But as we're in the traffic area, you can be actually as low as you want.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
All right.
Since with traffic patterns 500 feet here, we're okay. I would have gone a little bit further north, but that's okay. Just come straight in here now.
Now we get down to traffic pattern altitude here.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to make the circles, just kind of descend down and then get a little bit more distance so we could come in on a 45. This is closer to a 90.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Go ahead and turn downwind. Looking great.
Spanish traffic.
Spanish.
Whiskey Mike is maneuvering on the taxiway from Alpha 3 to Alpha 5. Spanish.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, turning downwind, right 30.
Okay, just a normal landing.
Okay.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, base, right 30. Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, final 30.
Good. You're just a little slow. There you go.
Up a little bit.
Traffic, I'm sorry, 321 Pop Foxtrot, about 4 miles north. We'll be setting up for a entry into runway 30.
Looks good. Let it sink down a little bit, though. Don't try and hold altitude. There you go. Looking down the runway. Good. Little flat is all. I would have just continued that little flare you had going. Was looking really good. Okay, throttle up a little bit. Let's do a couple more.
Pitch up early enough.
Well, yeah, you started okay. You just let it sink and didn't continue your.
Keep going. Okay.
Yeah, it was okay. Just a little flat. Remember, it's a little nicer landing when you drag that tail wheel along, right?
Yeah, that's my goal.
Traffic, Diamond Star 321, Papa Foxtrot. We're going to make short final runway 12, Spanish traffic.
Okay, looking right, turn right.
Aircraft on short final, are you stop and go?
We have full stop.
Spanish traffic, Helicopter 9er, Whiskey Mike is taking off at Alpha 5, parallel runway 30 for a southwest departure. Spanish.
Give myself a little more room this time and not turn basic early.
Spanish traffic, Seneca 558's taxiing on Alpha to 30. Spanish traffic, the advisor's an aircraft landing 12 right now, Spanish.
Turn left and re-enter.
Yeah.
Just power up and re-enter.
Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey. On the right downwind, runway 30. Exiting the pattern, we'll re-enter on 45 for right downwind, runway 30 for landing traffic.
321 Papa Foxtrot's getting off at Alpha 4 right now if you still want to make 30.
Okay, just turn and re-enter.
Okay.
He already landed, apparently. That's an eagle.
I was looking at that big old eagle up there. Man,
Yeah, it's a big one.
is that an American eagle? No.
Looks like a bald eagle, yeah.
Oh, good gosh. I've never been that close to one before.
They're a lot more than there used to be.
Fucking flew right under us. Be darn. Used to look at those guys with high-powered binoculars from a distance or something. They're 6-foot nests.
Yeah, I don't know where they're nesting around here, but they're a lot more popular. I mean, a lot more population than there used to be just a few years ago.
Wow.
All of the raptors and birds of prey have been steadily increasing in population. I think ever since they quit allowing them to bait for coyotes and such, that's when they started having the population come back.
Gosh.
All right, looks good for base.
All right.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, turn right base, runway 30, Spanish Fork.
Yeah, don't get nervous on that, just relax. There's plenty of...
Yeah.
Traffic, Centurion 903, Romeo is 4 miles northeast, inbound the left fork. We'll be crossing midfield and entering a left downwind for 30 on 90 Romeo.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, turn in final, runway 30, Spanish Fork.
Yeah, that looks good. Good, nice looking approach.
Use a little altitude.
Now just remember to look down the runway, let her sink down to where you think the tail wheel can touch, and then just to pivot basically onto the tail wheel so that it's not going up ever. But right here, just start gently pulling back. That's it. Let her keep coming back, keep coming back. That's it. See, there's quite a bit of...
Way there, yeah, there really is.
All right, go ahead. That was a really good one.
wasn't coming in 55 either. I was doing about 50, which makes it a little easier to float in there.
Yeah, you just slow down till it starts going down anyway, right? Yeah.
Yep, I see what you mean.
So whatever speed you're going, once you're over the runway and going kind of level, you just keep going level until it starts to sink. Let it sink down to where you know the tail wheel can touch, and then you're just kind of pivoting onto the tail.
Spanish 4 traffic, Centurion 903 Romeo is crossing midfield and entering a left downwind for 30.
Okay, we should have a Centurion right over the top. Well, we don't have to worry about him. We won't get that high.
Okay.
Looks good for downwind.
Okay. Turn downwind.
Spanish 4 traffic, Centurion 903 Romeo turning base 30.
Okay, we'll be watching for the Centurion. He'll probably be further out than most.
There's the black one out there at 2 o'clock or 1:30 or so. 1 o'clock maybe for you. The base of the mountain's black color.
Oh yeah, that's probably the Centurion.
Final 30 Spanish.
White wing. Okay.
Well, it just looks dark, and I
Yeah.
can't tell what color it is, but that's probably, he's turning final now. That's the Centurion. It's just a little bit larger high-wing Cessna.
Okay.
It's not very big, just a little bit bigger than the 172. Okay, should be good for base.
Okay.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247, have a whiskey, turning right base, 30, Spanish Fork.
Spanish traffic, Helicopter 9 Whiskey Mike is the north side of West Mountain, maneuvering at 5,500, Spanish.
He's well out of our way, so just make a normal approach. We'll be good to go.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247, have a whiskey, turning final, runway 30.
Early turnout there, but
Oh, that's good.
make it work.
Yep, that's perfect. Just a little slow.
Okay.
Spanish traffic 93 Romeo is clear of the active.
Good, that looks good. Now it's still looking good. Look down the runway. Don't worry about where you are. Look at where you're going. There, now just tip slowly back onto the tail. If it goes up, you wait. As it stops going up, yep, perfect. Good. All right, let's do another one. Good. Hold the stick up just a little bit so you can start to get the lift on the nose. That's
Okay.
the last couple where we've had a little bit more shake than normal.
Okay.
That's the reason. Get a little power into balance. If it comes off in balance, it'll come off with a lot less shake.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah. I feel the difference.
Yeah.
This time let me cruise about halfway down
Sure,
before I
however
set
far
it
you
down
want.
and just see if I can get to practice keeping it up
I can go all the way around if you want.
using the throttle. Yeah, let me see how it goes here.
Get her down to about, 45, 47, somewhere in that range, and just use throttle to keep her off.
Ask for the option here.
Yeah. Cleared for the option.
those warmer days, I would have had to run that up to
Spanish Fork traffic, Seneca 558 departing runway 30.
5,200 RPM and only just then start cutting it down to 48 or something to stay at altitude. And
yeah, it takes quite a bit more power when it's hot. Well, the air density right now, you know, we're probably, well, let's see, 3041 and 2992 is sea level pressure. So we got a high pressure.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, base, right, runway 30, Spanish Fork.
We got a high pressure and cold air. It's only 20 some odd degrees, 26 degrees. Okay, if he doesn't roll, we'll sidestep to the right. He's rolling, so just follow him in.
okay. Realize I'm going a little slow here, but
Well, he'll be going in fast in a hurry, so no worries. The 55's fine on approach. It's a good approach speed in this aircraft. Got to let her sink down a little bit and then start adding throttle. Good, look far away so you're looking a little close. Just kind of let her scoot. Just kind of look down where you're going, not where you are. Add a little more throttle, a little more throttle, a little more throttle, more throttle, more throttle, more throttle, more throttle, more throttle, more throttle. There you go. And just kind of look at where you're going. That's the easiest way to fly the center of the runway.
going awful slow. We're going to do a tail dragger here.
Okay, tip the nose up a little bit. Take a little. Yeah, there you go. Keep tipping the nose up. Good. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now start pitching again. That's it. Good. A little bit quick right at the end because you still had a lot of power.
Quick, you mean continuing to pull back after I touch down?
Yeah, because you still had forward motion and a fair amount of power, so there's still a lot.
As soon as I touched, I shouldn't have continued to pull back until we got the nose wheel
Unless
closer.
you want to take the throttle out immediately. If you had taken the throttle out quicker,
okay,
then you could have done
That's what I should have done then. That's what I should have done.
You got to wait for the speed to come off before you can really pitch up.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to fly. Okay, come right.
Try that again.
Make a nice long approach and a nice easy roll up onto the tail. And then once the tail's on, you bring the throttle back and the stick back at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, the more throttle you have on once you're on the ground, the slower you have to pitch back.
Okay.
Just the same as the landing. The landing happens a lot slower, and so does the slowdown on the runway. I had one student that, I don't know where he learned it, but as soon as we touched the tail wheel, he would just pop the throttle off. I mean, it's just like, boom, throttle off, and it worked. But I was like, wow, that's an interesting way to do it.
You had instruction with someone else before we got to you, you mean, probably?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that last transmission.
Yeah,
There's someone
so did
out
I.
there.
Push the button. I don't know what he said, so.
Seneca, somebody at 8,000. He's
all right, that's
quite
good.
a ways away.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, right base, runway 30, Spanish Fork.
That's a good feature, though. You remember that it's there.
It was pretty broken up. I could barely hear it, but
Yeah.
I did catch that part of it.
If it's the Seneca, he's departing to the west. Good, then make sure you're looking down the runway. If you want to keep going down the runway, just add a little throttle.
And it.
Good, pitching up a little bit. Pitching up some more, a little right pedal.
Spanish Fork traffic, Seneca,
There you go, holding the nose up, there you are. We have enough for one more.
Okay.
So throttle up, hold the stick just a little back. That's a good spot right there. When the nose comes up, just kind of get into balance. That's it, good, just hold it into balance. And let it fly off.
Must be a little bit of crosswind because I'm standing on the pedal a little bit to keep it pointed on the landing.
Almost always you have a little bit of right pedal as you bring the nose up. Oh. Especially if you have a higher power setting, because you're going to have torque and P factor trying to turn you the other direction.
Good point. I know you probably told me that 10 times already, but...
Well, and the higher power setting you have, the more pronounced it's going to be. But yeah, just a teeny bit of crosswind can also kind of aid in that. Okay, we'll make this one to a full stop.
Okay.
Spanish Fork traffic, Gyroplane 247 Alpha Whiskey, right base, runway 30, Spanish Fork.
Good, looks really good. Just don't get in a hurry, just look way down the runway, look at where you're going. Good, just slowly put it onto the tail. Perfect. Good, very nice. Pitch all the way up, don't get in a hurry to turn, don't add throttle, don't add throttle.
I was trying to get us around the damn corner.
I know, but don't add throttle. Here, now push forward. You can turn a lot sharper when it's going slow. In the air, you kind of have to have power to turn, but on the ground, you don't need the tail to be effective.
Okay, well, I ended a good note.
Yeah, that was a very nice landing.